a great part of this day trying to figure out exactly what the endearing quality of Our Miss Brooks is, because I know it is one show in which the heroine is universally loved. I think that I just can't get a handle on it.
No, I can't either. I just did the show on the air, you know. Thought it was a good show, but I had no idea that it would attach itself to people the way it has. I'm very pleased, but it is astounding because I can't figure it out.
Our Miss Brooks remained on radio until the end of the 1953-54 radio season, when many programs were canceled or migrated to TV. In the fall, it was brought back on the air in repeat broadcasts. The television show ran until May 11, 1956. Repeats on radio ran until July of 1957. The cast remained close for years after, including Jeff Chandler, who was taken from the world after a series of accidents and medical malpractice at the young age of 42 in 1961. Chandler's career is covered in episode 90 of Breaking Walls. Gale Gordon remained on TV into the 1990s.
I like comedies because I am a great believer in the therapeutic value of laughter. There's so much sadness in this world today, so much horror, so much of the mean and the cruel, that I think we need, as a nation, we need good, healthy, honest laughter. And when I hear an audience laugh, I get a great physical sigh of relief in my whole soul, because it's something that I think is so important, and I love to hear it. And when I can get an honest laugh, I think that I'm doing my job, at least in my small way. Comedy is the jam and the little bit of sauce that is put on the viands of life that gives it a little bit of aftertaste and a lovely memory.
Dick Crenna was later nominated for several Golden Globes and would become as famous for serious roles as he was for comedy.
I remember growing up as a kid, the round table reading to me was just the most fascinating part of the process. I was a child, and I'll never forget, I did a show one time with Joan Crawford, and at the round table, I probably was 10 or so, she leaned over to the director and she said, "Does that child ever talk?" And the director kind of laughed and he said, "Oh, she's just a well-trained actress." And Joan Crawford said, "Oh." But I had been trained. We were lucky to be there, and we better know our skill and our craft and what we were doing, or there were other kids waiting in line behind us that would have been very happy to do what we were doing. So my mom always reminded me I was really a lucky kid. Just listen. That's what you want to do, Gloria. You want to listen. So I did. And on comedy shows like Bob Hope and Red Skelton, which I was lucky enough to do, the writers and their comments and interaction about what is funny and what is not was, to me, just fascinating. They would spend so much time reading a line and then reading it another way and then taking out a word. Can you imagine? Because the punchline would come quicker and it would be funnier. And I can remember that. It was like surgery or something. And I thought, isn't that fascinating? They're worried about, one word makes the timing different, and the laugh would play in a different way. And so I really had a wonderful education in comedy.
In 1974, Gloria McMillian began teaching children with her second husband, Ron Cocking. They opened the Looking Glass Studio for Performing Arts in San Bernardino. The school built confidence and respect, aiding in the development of the child into a total person, rather than just training kids for professional roles. She continued teaching until 2018. The school is now run by her daughter.
When the Our Miss Brooks series ended, then you came back shortly thereafter with the Eve Arden show.
Yes, and what happened to me there, we made a good pilot which sold immediately. Then they came to me and said, "Well, we're on now, but you can't have the same producer, director, or writers when you go back on." I said, "How can you do that?" They said, "Oh, we'll put 15 writers on it." Well, you put 15 people in a little screening room and have them look at one thing, and they all come up with a totally different idea. So it just didn't homogenize,
After the Our Miss Brooks TV show ended, Eve Arden was given her own show, which lasted one season in 1957-58. She remained active in film and TV. After Mary Livingston quit the Jack Benny Show, Jack considered Eve to replace her.
Dear Jack was very flattering to me. Once at a party, he told me that when Mary quit, that for a while he had considered asking me to join him, which would have been marvelous, you know. And
I can see you in
very
Jack
happy
Benny
when he
crew there,
said
yeah.
that.
Eve Arden passed away on November 12, 1990, at the age of 82. She's interred at the Westwood Village Park Memorial Cemetery in Westwood, Los Angeles, California.